monster both literally and in the box office, Godzilla is an icon of destruction. He has spawned countless spin-off monsters, including the Cloverfield monster, who was stated by J.J. Abrams to simply be an American version. He is known for his monstrously scary appearance, arsenal of superpowers, and ability to defeat any foe. Unfortunately, my opponent is unable to comprehend this and argues that the Cloverfield monster, an American poser, should win in a fight. I hope none of you have fallen for his ignorant opinion. Allow me to show you why Godzilla would easily win in combat between him and Clover. Nuclear breath, high-speed regeneration, 60,000 tons of pure muscle, a natural resistance to all conventional warfare devices, a body capable of surviving thousands of pounds of pressure in the deepest, coldest part of the Pacific Ocean, years of combat experience, advanced skill in close-range combat. Do these sound like the attributes of a ferocious combatant? I think so. Now compare to this: juvenile, lacking experience, terrified of bright lights and loud sounds, no demonstrated superpowers. Does this sound like it could defeat the first monster? Godzilla has 100 ways to crush Clover, whether it be fry him with nuclear energy, bite his head off, or strangle him with his extremely long arms. Godzilla will win. Anything Clover does, Godzilla can regenerate against. A key factor in any fight is experience. It's one thing to talk the talk and another to walk the walk. And while people may think they understand something on the first try, it requires time and practice to hone into true ability. This applies to fighting. One of the most important factors to look for in the world of combat sports is experience. During a match, when thousands of eyes are on you, have you learned to keep yourself relaxed enough to get the job done, or do you choke under the pressure? Between 1954 and 1975, Godzilla starred in 16 movies and faced countless enemies. Godzilla had ample time to learn experience in fighting other giant monsters, many of which are even larger than the Cloverfield monster. In comparison, the Cloverfield monster has never fought anyone near his size. The U.S. Army lightly attacked him several times, but never did he have to face giant fire-breathing dragons. Indeed, as stated by Cloverfield monster designer Neville Page, for me, one of the most key moments in our collective brainstorming was the choice to make the creature be something that we would emphasize with. It is not that they're just killing, it is confused, lost, scared. It's a newborn. Throughout the film, the monster appeared scared, randomly crashing into buildings as the military attacked it. How would a baby react to a 100-meter-tall dinosaur charging it? Godzilla is like Randy Couture, a veteran of the ring with the ability to face any challenger. Clover's more like Kimbo Slice, an overhyped street punk with no observable skill level. Sure, let him fight some backyard brawls with the army, with fists flying, or in Clover's case, tear down some buildings, and he looks tough. But put him against someone who can fight back and let the results speak for themselves. What are the things most people find scariest? A Gallup poll found 54% of Americans are most afraid of another terrorist attack. This is common sense, although it is made difficult due to the various nature of terrorist attacks. They can be nuclear weapons or just plain old arsenic. To the Japanese people after World War II, who had witnessed one of the most horrifying acts of destruction in the history of mankind, no, two horrifying acts of destruction, they had been traumatized. They found a way to cope with this by turning their fear of nuclear apocalypse into something tangible, a living entity. This would become known as Godzilla, a monster of pure, unfiltered destruction. A 100-meter-tall reptile born from nuclear destruction that would wage war on Japan. This creature was designed in all regards to represent chaos. Its name itself is scary. The figure strikes into the hearts of those who see him is not based merely on his colossal size, or ferocious powers like nuclear breath, or even his defeat of epic foes like King Ghidorah. No, while all these attributes are fearsome, the fact that Godzilla is an embodiment of the apocalypse is what sets him above the Cloverfield monster by far. As stated by J.J. Abrams, who directed Cloverfield monster, after returning from Japan, quote, "We saw all these Godzilla toys, and I thought, we need our own American monster, and not like King Kong," end quote. Clover is not based off any legitimate problem in the world, and thus it holds far less power. Its lack of actual abilities other than size reflects its lack of meaning, except to market off monster movies. What kind of name is Clover anyway? Sounds like the Powerpuff Girls' long-lost sister. Make the smart choice and vote for the monster that would easily win in a fight. Vote nay. And Godzilla. Freddie.
Cross. Have you read that the nation of Japan has no military?
They don't have a no, I was not made aware of that.
Well, the nation of Japan has no established military. The United States has a military base, which we use our military as their military. are you now aware that the nation of Japan has no military?
I always assumed that that's how they fought World War II.
After World War II,
Oh, okay.
so
Yeah.
post-World War II.
No, I did not know that.
So since Japan has no military and the U.S. has naval bases on Japan, isn't the Japanese army actually the American army?
I guess you could say that.
So in Godzilla King of the Monsters, what nation's military was Godzilla battling against?
I guess that would be America's.
Oh, yes. Did the battle result in the death of Godzilla?
It might have.
Yeah, yes or no?
I don't remember.
Could you please watch this video tape, Freddie?
Sure.
Is that or is that not the scene of Godzilla dying in Godzilla King of the Monsters released in 1954?
I don't know if he was dying in that one. It
He
kind of
was.
looked like he was yawning.
No, Freddie, he was dying. Are you aware that Clover also fought the U.S. military?
Yes.
Would you agree that it would be more difficult to defeat the U.S. military as it was in 2008 than it was in 1954?
What do you mean by that?
So is our military stronger in 2008 than it was in 1954 with the advancement in technology?
Well, the U.S. military went all out against Godzilla. Cloverfield, they only bombed him a few times.
No, that's completely wrong. They only had a tank battalion against Godzilla. But anyway, back to the question. Do you think the U.S. military in 2008 is stronger than the U.S. military in 1954?
I mean, they have better technology now.
So it is.
But I don't know about discipline in the actual army.
But I'm talking about pure strength. Is the 2008 military stronger than the 1954
I mean, it's
military?
subjective. I mean, it depends how you view. Because after World War II, the U.S. Army they just fought against the Germans and the Japanese for 5 years.
But is it more advanced technology?
Yeah, it's more advanced.
Thank you. Since Clover defeated the U.S. military in 2008 and Godzilla lost to the U.S. military in 1954, isn't Clover technically stronger than Godzilla by the transitive property of equality?
I don't think you can compare monsters to man.
I'm not.